Thanks very much, and I just hope you will not be disappointed.
Tyyppi dallaa menee
Yesterday,
pankkiin hakemaan
now, okay. Okay. Yesterday I gave a speech which was more popular. Today I thought I can be a little bit more theoretical. I hope you will not be disappointed. I thought I'm among leftists who still have a sense for theory. I would like to begin with the status of ideology today. I mean, officially we say we live in post-ideological world. Who cares about these big projects, big systems, and so on and so on. But is this so? Let me give you an example from my own recent experience. The very term ideology is slowly prohibited. Like, you know that now me and Sophie Fiennes are trying to do part 2, much more directly political, of the Pervert's Guide to Cinema. It's Pervert's Guide to Ideology. First it was accepted by Channel 4, then what I will tell you is not a joke. Then they made a suggestion that they said it's an excellent project, just my God, we no longer have ideology today. Why don't you change the title? And they seriously suggested, like a pervert's guide to today's spiritual tendencies. I mean, don't use that word and so on, no? So, where do we have ideology? Okay, let me proceed step by step. I would like to begin with a simple reference to popular cinema, because more and more I think that if you want to detect the changes in predominant hegemonic ideological mood, the best way, because there you get the change at its purest, is to see at different remakes of the same film. And this came to me when I saw, and I think it's a terrifying bad film, terribly bad film, now with Will Smith, I Am Legend. And then do you know that there are 4 versions, the novel and 3 further cinema versions. And it makes me so sad, because I've seen and read them all, how if you take them one after the other, it's a very sad story of regression. I'm not saying that the novel is a great novel, but it's very solid, if not left, at least left, liberal, multicultural message. You know what the title refers to. It's a very nice reversal of perspective. It's the story of the last survivor after some unspecified catastrophe. All normal humans died, except this guy, and some kind of vampire-like entities survive and stalk him. At the novel's end, to cut a long story short, they get him, and just before executing him from his prison cell, he hears their commenting on him and gets the point. I am legend, in the sense of, in the same way that for us humans, vampires were legends. The others' experiences threatening to be killed, disposed of. He was now the legend for them. That's the whole, again, remember this. If you saw the last film, you can already see why. Then we have the first version, cinema version, still the best. Strangely made in Italy in 1964. The title is The Last Man on Earth, with Vincent Price as the hero. This still more or less follows the novel. It's okay. But already there is, since we are in Hollywood, a family values, as it were, shift. At the end, the guy is not simply executed, but he escapes his vampire guards in prison and runs towards where? Towards a church where he was years before married, and it's gunned down at the steps of the church, and so on and so on. Then there is, sorry, from 71, The Omega Man with Charlton Heston, which, okay, the good thing is that it drives, surprisingly, the proper ideological line of division.